Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that has sent shockwaves through Port Charles, Jocelyn's deepening immersion in the clandestine world of the WSB and the staggering discovery that may unravel everything she thought she knew about her closest friend. Joss entered the WSB's rigorous training program under a shroud of secrecy, determined to prove herself worthy of the agency's most sensitive assignments. Within weeks, she mastered advanced surveillance techniques, cryptographic protocols, and field operations that would have daunted even the most seasoned operative. Her instructors, initially skeptical of this young recruit with a privileged family background, quickly recognized her natural instincts for infiltration and intelligence gathering. Joss moved through obstacle courses that simulated hostile environments, decoded encrypted messages under intense time pressure, and learned to disappear into crowds with nothing but a change of clothes and a forged identity. As missions transitioned from simulation to real-world assignments, Joss discovered an unsettling thrill in her new role: the power to observe, the skill to anticipate danger, and the discipline to follow orders without hesitation. As Joss acclimated to her assignments, she forged unexpected bonds with her WSB colleagues. At headquarters, she joined daily briefings in a nondescript concrete facility buried beneath the city. She learned the faces and habits of fellow agents: Marisol, whose calm precision masked a fierce loyalty; the stoic Malik, whose silence spoke volumes in debriefings; and Elena, the logistics coordinator whose warm humor kept the team grounded after grueling operations. Over instant coffee and late-night strategy sessions, Joss shared stories of Port Charles life and coded anecdotes, and in return, listened to the agent's tales of global intrigue. She caught herself smiling when compliments came her way: that flawless cover story, that intuitive leap in tracking a target, that unwavering focus on every mission. For the first time, Joss recognized a sense of belonging in the WSB, a stark contrast to the fractured family life she navigated back home. Yet even as Joss embraced her dual identity, devoted daughter and emerging intelligence asset, her heart remained tethered to the Spencer legacy. In quiet moments, she replayed memories of laughter with Trina by Kelly's, of strategy sessions with Sonny planning the next move against the mob's undermining factions, of Laura's maternal warmth whenever Joss needed counsel. Each weeknight phone call with Trina or care package from Laura reminded her of the life she risked by lying. But the WSB's creed forbade divided loyalties, and Joss steeled herself to carry both truths in her chest: loyalty to her handlers and loyalty to her family. She monitored her own transformation: how easily she now slipped into coded speech, how her instincts sharpened at the scent of danger, how even her dreams hinted at encrypted messages dancing across her mind. Then, on an ordinary Thursday afternoon, during a routine status report at WSB headquarters, Joss caught sight of him. Through the narrow slats of the briefing room's one-way observation window, she saw a man standing at attention, his posture familiar, his silhouette so unmistakably Spencer that her breath caught mid-sentence. The very same Spencer who had vanished beneath the waves after the yacht explosion, who everyone believed had perished without a trace. Joss froze, slide projector humming in the background, agents exchanging curt nods as they awaited her summary. Her pulse thundered. Could it be a trick of light? A masterful disguise? No, every angle of his broad shoulders, every tilt of his head, matched her memories of Spencer. Yet the man before her wore a muted gray suit, his hair trimmed short and swept back, his eyes distant. As the briefing concluded, Joss slipped out of the room, her mind spinning with disbelief. In the dimly lit corridor, she approached him. Her voice shook as she called out, "Spencer?" He turned, his brow knitting in confusion. "You have me mistaken," he replied in measured tones. "My name is David Kramer." Joss recoiled as though slapped. David Kramer, operative code name, or a convenient alias? She stared at his features, those same sharp cheekbones, that crooked smile she had teased him about, those eyes that once saw her as a partner in crime and confidant in childhood secrets. "You're lying," she accused, voice barely more than a whisper. "You're Spencer." He sighed, adjustment flickering across his face, and said, "I don't know what you're talking about." "I'm David. I have no memory of anyone named Spencer." The words fell between them like stones in a silent pond. Shock gave way to mounting panic as Joss grappled with possibilities. Had Spencer truly died and this man stolen his face? Or had the WSB orchestrated a covert brainwashing operation, wiping Spencer's memories and implanting a new identity? The agency's darker capabilities were whispered about but never confirmed: coercive interrogation, pharmacological mind control, clandestine rehabilitation programs. Joss pressed her hand to her pounding heart, recalling how Spencer had been the first friend to accept her when she returned to Port Charles after years abroad. The thought that her dearest companion might exist here, stripped of his past and bound to WSB secrecy, felt like betrayal layered upon tragedy. As adrenaline coursed through her veins, Joss realized she faced an impossible choice. Reveal this discovery now and risk exposing her own double life, or investigate quietly and risk Spencer's fate slipping beyond her control. If Spencer was alive and brainwashed, she needed allies: Trina, who loved Spencer as a brother; Sonny, who would move heaven and earth to find the man he once called son; and Laura, whose investigative instincts rivaled any intelligence agency. Yet telling them meant confessing her WSB affiliation, and the moment she spoke those words, her handlers would consider her compromised. Orders were absolute: no disclosures of agency involvement to unaffiliated civilians. Disobedience carried consequences as severe as imprisonment or disappearance. In the hush before the next briefing, Joss slipped back to her desk and opened her secure terminal. She initiated a private protocol, cross-referencing David Kramer's biometric data with archived records of Spencer Cassadine. As files decrypted on her screen, she saw the undeniable match. Fingerprints, retinal scans, dental imprints, all corresponding to Spencer's vanished identity. Her knuckles whitened on the keyboard. Somewhere in the depths of WSB data vaults, the proof lay dormant that Spencer Cassadine was alive but reprogrammed. Every instinct screamed to reveal the truth to her family, to rescue Spencer from whatever psychological labyrinth he was trapped in. Yet another voice, calm, clinical, that of her handler, echoed in her mind: loose ends must be tied. Operatives must remain operational. The corridor outside the headquarters hummed with distant footsteps. Joss closed the encrypted file and forced herself to stand. She drafted a mental plan: first, gather hard evidence: Spencer's file, his mission logs, any notes on behavioral conditioning. Second, locate Trina in Port Charles under the pretense of sharing a personal crisis, just vague enough to avoid revealing WSB ties but urgent enough to prompt immediate action. Third, enlist Sonny's help to secure a safe house, away from prying eyes, where Spencer could be coaxed out of his trance-like routines. Fourth, confront Laura with medical evidence, memory scans, psychological reports, to confirm the depth of Spencer's amnesia or indoctrination. Only then could Joss coordinate a rescue mission behind the agency's back. Yet every part of this plan teetered on a razor's edge. If the WSB detected unauthorized access to Spencer's dossier under Joss's credentials, they would suspect her betrayal. If she involved Jason or Valentine, she risked widening the circle of exposure. Alone, Joss weighed the stakes: family bonds versus agency loyalty, friendship versus duty, love versus survival. Her heart ached for Spencer to reclaim his memories, but her mind recognized that the forces arrayed against her and against him were formidable. The man calling himself David might become either the key to her salvation or the catalyst for her downfall. As the lights dimmed in the briefing hall and agents began filing in for the next operation update, Joss steadied herself. She would play the part of the loyal operative once more, take every assignment without question, all while secretly plotting Spencer's rescue. In this high-stakes subterfuge, she carried not only her own fate but the man she refused to believe was lost forever. Port Charles would soon witness the most daring mission ever conceived within its walls, one that pitted a daughter of the Spencer legacy against the world's most shadowy intelligence service. Stay tuned to GH Spoilers channel for the next installment of this breathtaking saga, where loyalties will be tested, secrets will ignite, and the true identity of David will be revealed. Because in General Hospital, the most profound rescues happen within the heart, and the greatest betrayals are born from the love we cannot afford to lose. Next, we will learn about the tangled web of secrets, betrayals, and dramatic revelations that define Port Charles, where every heartbeat echoes with suspense and every whisper could shatter lives. Let's dive into the latest developments, unraveling the mysteries in reverse, and explore the deeper meanings, motivations, and consequences behind each twist, with fresh insights and creative reimaginings. The nature of secrets in Port Charles. In Port Charles, secrets are more than mere plot devices, they are the currency of power, shaping destinies and forging unlikely alliances. The town's residents are perpetually caught in a storm of hidden truths, each revelation threatening to upend the fragile peace. The very air is thick with anticipation, as if every shadowed corner holds the potential for a life-altering confession. The question is never if a secret will come out, but when, and at what cost. Soap operas like General Hospital are constructed on the premise that secrets are inevitable and that their eventual exposure is both cathartic and destructive. This cyclical pattern of concealment and revelation keeps viewers invested, as each character's fate hangs in the balance, teetering between hope and despair. The drama is heightened by the knowledge that no secret is ever truly safe. Someone is always listening, watching, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Analysis and new insights. Port Charles serves as a microcosm for the human condition, where the fear of exposure drives people to desperate measures. The omnipresence of secrets reflects our own anxieties about vulnerability and trust. In a place where every relationship is built on shifting sands, loyalty becomes a rare and precious commodity. Sonny's heart condition, a metaphor for hidden vulnerabilities. Sonny's undisclosed heart ailment is more than a medical subplot. It symbolizes the hidden weaknesses that even the most powerful individuals strive to conceal. As word of his condition spreads, the illusion of invincibility crumbles, exposing Sonny to threats both internal and external. The gradual unraveling of this secret mirrors the slow erosion of control that accompanies any major revelation. The heart, both literal and metaphorical, is at the center of many soap opera narratives. Sonny's struggle reflects a universal truth: everyone has vulnerabilities, and the effort to hide them can be as damaging as the vulnerabilities themselves. The tension escalates as more people become aware, underscoring the futility of secrecy in a world where information is the ultimate weapon. Invented elements and detailed analysis. Imagine a clandestine meeting in the hospital's dimly lit corridors, where Sonny's closest confidants debate whether to protect him or exploit his weakness for their own gain. The heart condition becomes a catalyst, forcing characters to confront their own fears and ambitions. This subplot could evolve into a broader commentary on the price of leadership and the loneliness that accompanies it. Blood test tampering, the power struggle behind the scenes. The manipulation of medical records at General Hospital is emblematic of the larger power struggles that define the institution. Brad, long considered the mastermind of such schemes, finds himself outmaneuvered by Portia, whose actions set off a chain reaction of blackmail and betrayal. The involvement of Aunt Selena and Drew adds layers of intrigue, transforming a simple act of deception into a high-stakes game of leverage. Soap operas thrive on the interplay of personal and professional conflicts. The hospital, ostensibly a place of healing, becomes a battleground where ambition and desperation collide. Each character's decision reverberates throughout the community, illustrating the interconnectedness of their fates. Invented details and analysis. Picture Portia, standing alone in the lab late at night, wrestling with the consequences of her actions. Her motivations are complex, a blend of maternal instinct, professional pride, and fear of exposure. The blackmail subplot could be expanded to include a secret society within the hospital, dedicated to preserving its reputation at any cost, further complicating the moral landscape. Christina's desperate act, the ripple effects of a crime. Christina's decision to sabotage Rick's car, believing she was targeting Ava, is a stark reminder of the dangerous consequences of unchecked emotion. The resulting accident sets off a cascade of ethical dilemmas. As Lucky chooses silence over justice, Ava opts for blackmail over disclosure, and Alexis is forced into an impossible choice between loyalty and legality. This storyline exemplifies the soap opera's ability to blur the lines between right and wrong, inviting viewers to empathize with flawed characters. The narrative is enriched by the psychological complexity of each participant, as guilt, fear, and love drive them to actions they would never have imagined. New elements and expanded analysis. Envision a secret support group forming among those affected by the accident, each member grappling with their own sense of responsibility. The group's clandestine meetings could become a focal point for future storylines, as alliances shift and new secrets emerge. The psychological toll of living with such a burden would offer fertile ground for character development and emotional resonance. The parentage puzzle, identity and belonging. The long-standing mystery of Joe's parentage reaches a climax as truths are revealed in whispers and confrontations. The tangled relationships between Brooklyn, Dante, Lois, Gloria, Chase, Lulu, Carly, and others create a labyrinth of emotional stakes, each revelation threatening to redraw the map of family and loyalty. Soap operas are renowned for their exploration of identity, often using surprise parentage as a device to challenge characters' sense of self. The impact of these revelations extends beyond the individuals directly involved, reshaping the dynamics of entire families and communities. Invented details and in-depth analysis. Imagine Gio, unaware of the storm brewing around him, embarking on a personal quest to discover his origins. Along the way, he uncovers not only the truth about his parents but also hidden talents, long-lost relatives, and a legacy that could change Port Charles forever. The revelation could spark a series of confrontations, reconciliations, and new beginnings, illustrating the enduring power of family ties. The art of the cliffhanger, keeping viewers hooked. Every episode of General Hospital is meticulously crafted to end on a note of suspense, ensuring that viewers are compelled to return for more. The strategic use of cliffhangers is a hallmark of the genre, transforming even mundane moments into opportunities for heightened drama. Writers employ a variety of techniques to maintain momentum, from sudden revelations to ambiguous threats. The rhythm of the show is carefully calibrated, with each scene building toward a crescendo of tension and anticipation. Invented elements and creative expansion. Imagine a new character, a mysterious journalist, arriving in Port Charles with a mission to expose the town's secrets. Each episode could end with the journalist uncovering a new clue, setting off a chain reaction of panic and cover-ups. The presence of an outsider would add a fresh perspective, challenging the established order and forcing residents to confront uncomfortable truths. Conclusion: the endless dance of secrets and revelations. Port Charles is a place where secrets are both shield and sword, where every character is both victim and perpetrator. The intricate web of lies and truths creates a tapestry of human experience, rich with emotion, conflict, and possibility. As each secret comes to light, new mysteries arise, ensuring that the story never truly ends. In the grand tradition of soap operas, General Hospital invites us to reflect on our own lives, to question the boundaries between right and wrong, and to find meaning in the chaos of human relationships. Which secret will be next to unravel? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: in Port Charles, the drama is far from over.